Hello, thanks for joining us. This is the What Now. We're beginning with the latest decision taken by President of the United States, Donald Trump, who says 12 countries, including Afghanistan, Haiti, and Iran, have been banned from entering the U.S. He says it is in a bid to, quote, protect Americans from dangerous foreign actors. Let's bring you more details.
The travel ban, which will fully restrict the entry of nationals from 12 countries into the United States, will take effect from the 9th of June. It will fulfill a pledge made by President Trump during his 2024 election campaign, and it may attract legal challenges. President Trump signed the travel ban, citing security risk.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them. Among the national security threats their analysis considered are the large-scale presence of terrorists, failure to cooperate on visa security, inability to verify travelers' identities, inadequate record-keeping of criminal histories, and persistently high rates of illegal visa overstays, and other things.
The affected nations are Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The ban also extends to 7 additional countries whose nationals will be facing partial travel restrictions. They are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The proclamation includes exceptions for lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, certain visa categories, and individuals whose entry serves U.S. national interests. Athletes traveling for major sporting events are exempted. Some Afghan nationals and nationals with dual citizenship in unaffected countries are also exempted.
Now, for a discussion of the U.S. travel ban, partner Gainful Solutions, Stephen Hayes, joins me now from Washington, D.C. in the United States. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Good to see you again. Good afternoon, I suppose, in Lagos.
Thank you. So President Trump said the reason for this policy is to protect Americans from dangerous foreign actors. Is there an indication that there are dangerous foreign actors coming majorly from these countries?
Well, I'm sure there are some, and it would be a relatively few in that group. And so I think it's at best the most favorable way to describe this is an extreme overreaction. But there are immigration problems. There is immigration, and hitting at immigration is a popular political position for the president at this time, because there is a strong anti-immigrant feeling at this. But I think, again, this list, some I can understand, others it's just baffling as to why they would be on the list.
He also cited the Colorado attack as one of the reasons for this decision. But when you look at this, when you profile the suspect, according to the information released, he is from Egypt, and Egypt is not included in any of this list. Doesn't that sort of speak of inconsistencies in this latest policy?
Well, this administration is known for inconsistency. Consistency is not something that you would link to the Trump administration. But I think that citing the example of the Egyptian immigrant who was here, overstayed his visa, but in any case was just convenient, because this list has been put together over several weeks. So it just provided a convenient time and a convenient excuse to bring this list out politically. There would have been a strong anti-immigrant feeling because of this, and so it was a good time to make the announcement from the position, I think, of the Secretary of State and the Trump administration. This list has probably been sitting there for at least several days, if not weeks.
And I also just wanted to look at the issue of terrorism in the U.S. President Trump has taken to ban countries because he's protecting them from foreign what he calls foreign terrorist actors thereabout. But when you look at the U.S. today, the heightened terror alert is more for domestic terrorism and not necessarily foreign terrorists. And so why are there no measures to deal more with homegrown terrorists than foreign terrorists?
Well, there's a number of ways I'd like to say it, but politically I won't. But the issue again is from the Trump administration and from his base is an anti-immigrant feeling. So they're going to concentrate on immigration as an issue because it's been one of the few areas where it's really that Trump remains very popular and is keeping his level of popularity from falling significantly. So immigration is a big issue for him politically. The anti-immigration, I should say, is a big issue for him politically. And there is an immigration problem. There's no doubt about that. That hasn't been addressed properly. And so it's become, I think it's going to be a cornerstone for Trump and maintaining his political popularity. Some of those countries on there just make no sense, particularly given other countries. But this is politics right now.
This is likely to face legal challenges like the similar ban in 2017. That particular one was defeated in court because it was largely seen as a Muslim ban. Would this particular one fare better in court?
I think it will, partly because the Supreme Court makeup is different than it was 7 years ago. It's more strongly in favor of President Trump, and I think also some of the countries are not Muslim countries, and so therefore it's going to be harder to argue that point of view. I think the biggest tragedy on this to me is Afghanistan. We have had tens of thousands, if not more than 100,000 refugees from Afghanistan into this country because they helped us over 20 years. To then cut that travel, cut that, and then begin to remove Afghan immigrants is I think a terrible statement. I could take country by country, but some of them also on this list are understandable. Afghanistan is a big question, and I think shameful.
When you look at it, especially the one for Harvard University has said is a retaliatory act because of the legal battles they have with the Trump administration. The ban of students for 6 months. I'm wondering what impact this will have on educational exchanges and just generally on broader diplomatic relations.
Well, it is a personal battle. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it is going to have an enormous effect far beyond Harvard. It's an attempt to intimidate universities. It's going to affect student enrollment, which is a major source of income for a lot of universities. It's going to affect education. It's going to affect our long-term relations because having students here who have an affinity to the United States after they've graduated and returning to their countries is very important to this country. I think what we've created is an anti-U.S. feeling around the world on this.
And the very last thing he said, which necessarily doesn't have to do with a ban, is the idea of probing. He didn't use the word probing, but probing the Biden administration or Biden himself. I just wanted to also get your reaction to that. This is the first time we would see in this recent history, we will see any U.S. president or administration probe, his predecessor.
He has done that consistently. It's another way of defending his own administration, trying to put the blame on Biden for all the problems that are happening in the United States. Previous administrations, including the Biden administration, are open for criticism, and I think there's a lot to be criticized in the Biden administration, as there are probably in every administration. But the fact is that he's been used, President Biden, as a kicking boy in many ways, and it's also popular among his base. So right now he's establishing and keeping his base by attacking Biden, making him the villain of this, which is ridiculous. But nevertheless, it's working for him in his politics, just as the anti-immigration stance is as well.
And if we were to go by the promises he made while campaigning, this is one of them. The tariff, hike is also one of them. And if we're to go by the others, what does that mean for the U.S.? Because he has said he wants to make America great again and respected amongst the Committee of Nations. But would that be the domino effect of some of these policies?
Well, I think to his credit, he has done exactly what he said he was going to do. That's rare in politicians. I think a lot of voters just liked what he heard and didn't expect him to really carry out everything that he wanted to do. And again, it is to his credit, whether we like it or not, it is to his credit that he's doing exactly what he said he was doing. And I think the country itself has elected the leader they wanted, and so I think it's going to have a major effect on respect for the United States. I think it already is. Our respect around the world is falling. There's no doubt about that. And I think that there's a lot of concern for the future right now here in this country.
We are, well, not just we, the world is following through some of the policies of President Trump and how it impacts the rest of the world, especially Africa. Thank you so much for your time, as always. Our partner, Gainful Solutions, Stephen Hayes.
Thank you. An honor as always, too. Thank you.
All right, let's take a break now. When the World Now returns, we'll turn to other stories. Stay with us.